Hello everyone, welcome to the two of you that are on the live stream right now. I apologize, this isn't the greatest quality in the world. This is just on my phone. The official live streaming setup will hopefully come for the next two rounds where I can get a little bit more fancy. But for now, this is just gonna have to do. I hope you'll all like it. We've got Truck Stop versus Johnny Bravo in the first round of the day here at the beautiful San Diego Polo Club. Club Nationals haven't been here since 1999. So this is a treat for me personally to be here bringing this live to you. I hope my battery lasts, so bear with me. This is not exactly the most sophisticated setup in the world. It's just me here in the corner of the end zone. So if you're looking for a super professional setup, go ahead and go to one of the other streams. But for now, I'm going to do the best I can. We've got a really interesting matchup here in round one. Truck Stop was the semifinalist, not exactly a surprise semifinalist last year, losing to Double Wide in the semifinals. They had a shaky start to the first part of the year. There was some doubt about whether they were going to secure a bid for the Mid-Atlantic, but here they are with a ferocious end of the season, absolutely stomping all over the Mid-Atlantic to win that region and make it here to San Diego. They're led by Rowan McDonald, who is a dynamic thrower. He has a lot of trick shot videos. He's kind of taken over that title from Brody Smith. So watch for him. He's incredibly fast. He has a lot of creative throws. Watch out for Christian Boxley, Georgetown product, who has had some highlight reel plays at college regionals last year. He's a really exciting up-and-coming talent. Delrico Johnson, of course, big deep threat, big defender for them as well. On the other side, we have Johnny Bravo out of the general Denver area. This is a very different team this year as opposed to previous years. Biggest difference, obviously, no Jimmy Mickle this year. Jimmy Mickle, superstar talent out of UC Boulder, and he is now on Pony in New York. But he was obviously the anchor of that team. He was the leader on the 2014 championship for Johnny Bravo when he scored the Callahan, the club championship, and the college championship all in the same year, which I believe is unprecedented, or maybe happened one other time. But he's gone, and this team is very different. This team is very young, relatively unproven. They have only 3 or 4 players left from that 2014 championship team. Most prominently, Stanley Peterson, big deep threat, burst onto the scene when he skied Dylan Freechild back at college nationals when he was a freshman, and now is a leader on this team. Henry Conker on the defensive line is another leader who was on that 2014 squad, and Ben Laurie, another big name, big handler for them, kind of deceptively sneaky, fast, with a creative variety of throws. And they get Owen Westbrook back. He's 34 years old. They got him back mid-season, but he is a strong talent for them, kind of brings that veteran leadership back to the squad. So the horn just sounded. Just want to make sure everyone can actually hear me. I'm not sure if, I'm live. I'm not sure if anyone can actually hear my commentary right now. I might just be talking to myself. But we are about to get started here. I'm going to do my best to keep score for you. Sorry for the quality. We have Johnny Bravo in the dark blue, and here comes the pull. Truck Stop in white centers the pull to Markham Schaffner, wipes the disc off. We've got isolation here, swinging back to Schaffner. Disc gets swung around to the near sideline. Looks off an in-cut, comes to the break side. Big fakes, back to the middle. Truck stop, swinging it nicely. Good handler movement to the middle, about 5 yards out. And there it is, the first score for Markham Schaffner. That's a relatively easy goal for them. Truck stop's got to be happy with the way they started. 1-0 truck stop out of Washington, D.C. Let me know in the comments if there's anything you'd like to see, if you want me to change the angle. If you're sick of hearing my voice, I'll stop talking. Again, for those of you new here, this is Game 1 of the USAU Club National Championships here at the San Diego Polo Fields. It is a gorgeous morning. There's no wind. It's going to be mid to upper 70s the whole day. This is ideal conditions for Ultimate. You couldn't have scripted this better. It has a bit of a Sarasota, Florida vibe from years past, wide open polo fields, but a notable lack of wind, at least here in the early going. So Nate Castine set for the pull. And we're going to take a look at Johnny Bravo on offense. Johnny Bravo set up in a vertical stack. Stanley Peterson with the disc now. Gets it back to the middle of the field. Back to Ben Laurie. Ben Laurie with the scoober to the middle. Swinging it around Johnny Bravo without much problem. And that is a wonderful layout grab to save possession. Johnny Bravo working in very tight spaces here. Beaches to the middle to Laurie on the doorstep. And that is a goal for Johnny Bravo, number 85, Calvin Delamere. So we are tied up here at ones. Both teams look pretty confident in their early going. A near turnover there for Johnny Bravo, but relatively smooth sailing for them in their vert stack. Teams feeling each other out in the early going. So let's talk about how Johnny Bravo got here. Now, I am a partisan SoCal Condors fan. I'm not going to lie. I've lived in LA for about 15 years, and LA doesn't have a prominent men's club team to call its own. So Santa Barbara is about the closest we get, and they had a bid in hand for the Southwest the whole year, and right at the end, Pony beats Revolver to give the point total for seating to the South Central, and so Johnny Bravo gets a second bid for the South Central by the skin of their teeth, and the SoCal Condors get knocked out. Bravo made use of that and made it here to Nationals, so good on them. They made the most of their opportunities. Got the third point here. Markham Schaffner with the disc. Truck stop on offense, isolating cutters in the lane. A triple cut goes nowhere. Handler's working nicely around. Ooh, and a turnover, a missed inside flick. Disc back to Bravo. Ooh, fakes the hammer, decides against it. Johnny Bravo looking for the first break of the game. This would be a big opportunity for them. And a flick goes to the corner for Johnny Bravo. And they get the first break of the game. It is now 2-1. Johnny Bravo, an inside flick right on the doorstep for truck stop goes awry, right in the hands of the Johnny Bravo defender, and they march it 65 yards the other way for their first break of the game. So it's Johnny Bravo 2, truck stop 1 in the early going. Again, I apologize for the relatively low quality here. I'm just doing this on my phone to start. We've got the streaming equipment coming soon for the next couple of rounds, so hopefully this will get a little bit better. This is more of an experiment to see whether this works, so I appreciate you sticking with me here. I'm just an ultimate fan, just a guy who loves to follow the game. I want to bring more and more content to you all folks watching at home who can't be here in beautiful San Diego. Pull comes up, and we are seeing truck stop on offense going the other direction, looking to hold after getting broken the previous point. And a big huck goes up, gets D'd by the Johnny Bravo defender. So that is a huck gone awry, and Johnny Bravo wants to make 2 breaks in a row. Just not a very confident throw. And here comes the other direction. That gets D'd. That's just not a great throw. Blading outside in, backhand. Nice break. Looking for the inside break, looks it off. Simple cut up the open side. Toes the line for Johnny Bravo. Looks off the defender to the, looks off the cutter to the cone. Short handler, dishy up line. Truck stop stuck in that corner, needs to swing it off. Throws the hammer to the corner. Ooh, and a nice skying grab over the Johnny Bravo defender. That's a close one. Nate Castine pulls it in though. Truck stop holds 2-2. Interesting note about Nate Castine. He was a longtime Seattle player for Sockeye, and I believe the only player on truck stop with a national championship. He's one of the lone holdovers from the Sockeye 2007 championship. That was his very first year playing. Moved to Washington, D.C. several years ago, and is really one of the veteran leaders on this team. So Johnny Bravo has had 2 chances at a break and has converted one of them. Johnny Bravo thus far perfect on offense. And we will see whether they can punch in this hold right here. Matt Jackson grabs it over to Beaches. Beaches to Laurie. Laurie swings it back to Matt Jackson. Dennison Beaches with the disc. Beaches gets fouled pretty hard on the attempted break backhand. Disc comes back, 0 count to Johnny Bravo. Ben Laurie with the disc, throws a blade for a break to Jackson. Handler's working it smoothly back and forth. Beach is just getting open at will right now on his defender. Laurie looking for it. Ooh, gets saved right on the sideline. Johnny Bravo nearly turning it over there. And that point was simply a clinic by Denny Beaches. He got the disc every other. The dude is fast. He's a shifty lefty. Got the disc pretty much anywhere he wanted on that point. Denny Beaches, a UC Boulder product. That's another thing we should mention about this team is that Johnny Bravo has traditionally been UC Boulder Mama Bird dominant. And now with the departure of a lot of those veterans, has become a lot more diverse in the schools that are feeding into it. So we've got more Air Force products, Colorado State products. The team is much different. What has not changed, though, is the use of this football here. Johnny Bravo keeping it loose on the sidelines. That was a product of Coach Jim Shetler's Mama Bird coaching. Just trying to keep the attitude loose on the sidelines. Keep mental focus. They started doing that in 2014. Pull is going up to the truck stop O-line. 3-2 Johnny Bravo. And here comes Markham Schaffner with a huge flick. Cannon. He hasn't utilized it just yet. Interesting Oyo blade break. Truck stop with the disc back now. Near sideline, throws the disc up line, and that is a gorgeous away shot up line to the handler for a truck stop. It's now 3-3. That was a much smoother offensive hold than we've seen thus far. So you see Jim Shetler here, coach for Johnny Bravo. The dude has won the Callahan for Stanford back in 1997, I want to say. Played for Jam for many years. Unfortunately, wasn't able to win the title with them. Came very close a number of times. Played for Johnny Bravo briefly. Went back to Jam for a year to try to win a repeat 2009 after Jam's Miracle title. Couldn't quite get there. But the players love him. So we have Nate Castine with the disc for truck stop in white, pulling the disc. And here we are, Johnny Bravo on offense. Ben Laurie with the disc, center of the field. And now we have a bit of a different look here. Ben Laurie throwing a backhand to Denny Beaches. That is too easy. Laurie to Beaches, the easy Johnny Bravo hold. That's 4-3 Johnny Bravo. I am really, really impressed with Denison Beaches thus far. Wasn't a standout player on Mama Bird. He was an excellent player, but I wouldn't call him someone who gathered a lot of attention on that team. But he so far has been a core component of their O-line, really stepping up in the absence of Jimmy Mickle and some of those other retirees. And he is playing very, very well. Ben Laurie, rock solid handler, of course. So it's 4-3, Johnny Bravo. This is going to be a tough pool, folks. The parity in the men's division is probably tighter than I've ever seen at Club Nationals this year. I wouldn't be surprised if, with really 5 or 6 teams, if they made it to the finals. I would be surprised if anyone beat Revolver this weekend, with the possible exception of Pony. Pull goes up from Johnny Bravo. And we've got Truck Stop centering the disc. Interesting away shot. And that's a pretty easy hold for Truck Stop. Nice job of throwing an away shot instead of trying to make a big huck. Team's still feeling each other out. This is not the super intense defense I was perhaps expecting, but it is only about 9:30 in the morning. I'm sure as this game moves on, it's gonna get tighter and tighter. I also apologize for not calling out more of the names of players on Truck Stop. It is almost impossible to see their numbers. Denny Beaches centering pass. And we have another zone from Truck Stop here. A loose, very loose zone. Sagging in the lanes. And now it looks like we're back on a man. Owen Restbrook with the disc. Veteran handler for him. Matt Jackson. Big fakes for Matt Jackson. Looking for Laurie. Laurie gets the disc in the dump space. Vertical stack for Johnny Bravo. High release backhand to Stanley Peterson. Laurie busting deep from the handler space, doesn't get it. Back to Denny Beaches. They're moving backwards, having trouble finding space upfield. Here comes Matt Jackson, the near side. Jackson with a big fake, doesn't throw it. Gets it back to Conker. Conker looking for somebody. Finds Peterson. Peterson on the far sideline throws an inside break to Matt Jackson. Jackson calls a timeout. Not happy with what he's seeing downfield. Bravo having a little bit of a harder time getting open on that play. Calls a timeout, wants to set things up. So it is 4-4 here in round one of pool play. If you've checked out the schedule, the winner of each pool gets a bye to quarterfinals. Second and third place play a pre-quarter, and fourth place in the pool is out. We've had some interesting scheduling changes over the years. There used to be power pools, then switched to a very unpopular format where everyone made it. And so there was made to bracket play, and so there was little incentive to do super well on day one. And you had some players not even showing up on day one to play because they knew it didn't matter. Players seem to be pretty happy with the new format. I shouldn't say it's not that new. Stanley Peterson with the disc, checked in. Gets a tight pass to Henry Conker, who throws the break back to Westbrook. Westbrook fakes the huck, doesn't throw it. Gets it back to Conker. Conker and Westbrook. Pick or foul call. It's going to bring the disc back. Classic Stanley Peterson, Nate Castine argument, reenactment. Gotta love it when Ultimate players try to reenact calls. And checked in a little bit too early. All right, vertical stack for Johnny Bravo. Henry Conker with the disc in the middle. Checks the disc in, looks off Westbrook. Danny Beaches can't get open, and he throws it behind Ben Laurie. Tight handler defense for truck stop. They're starting to clamp down on these handler cuts. They finally generate a turn. And a big throw goes up, and truck stop gets the break. That is a nice bendy outside in flick to the back of the end zone. And truck stop gets the break back they're looking for. So we are now on serve. And that was number 22, Ryan Swift. 6 foot tall, 24-year-old for truck stop. Truck stop gets the break back. Now we have 2 breaks in the game, 1 for each team. So we are on serve. It is 5-4 truck stop. At least I believe it's 5-4. I don't think they've changed the scoreboard yet. Oh, yep, there we go. So we have a tight one here in the early going. We've got Coach Daryl Stanley, who is using binoculars to look at who's on the offensive line for Johnny Bravo, which I love. Legendary coach Daryl Stanley brought University of Maryland to nationals this year. And here comes the pull from truck stop to Johnny Bravo. Bravo back on offense. Denny Beaches with the centering pass. Dicey throw to Laurie. Laurie with the big backhand. And that is too easy. Dennison Beaches is just absolutely roasting everyone today. Nobody is within 10 feet of him. That's defender Johnny Walden, 5'7", 22-year-old for truck stop, unable to get that one. Ben Laurie is making confident throws. He's not making his receivers have to work hard. he's a confident guy. You know, he was toiling for a few years in Jimmy Mickle's shadow, and he is the centerpiece on this team. Jim Shetler imploring his team not to be a hero. Don't be the hero here. Just play smart offense. We get a shot at Elliot Erickson with the ponytail here. Elliot Erickson, a chain lightning standout. University of Georgia, I believe. Big addition for them. Well, I think he's played the last couple of years here. Pull goes up to truck stop. Is 5-5, and here's truck stop on offense. Again, man-to-man defense with some poaches, big poaches deep. They're really not letting Markham Schaffner get what he wants. We have not seen him throw a big, big forehand. And there, as soon as I say it, there we go. And that was a little bit anticlimactic.
Oh, good hands. Good hands.
So that's number 10, Tyler Monroe, who is one of their big, big receivers. He's really broken out in a big way. For some reason, they didn't pick him for the national team. I think it was the under 24s, even though he was dominating everybody. So Markham Schaffner does what Markham Schaffner wants to do. And he played for Claremont right around the same time that I was playing for UCLA back in the mid-aughts. He loves the forehand. He's a big thrower. It is now 6-5 truck stop. Tight one here in the early going. Just want to take a look at this field complex. How incredible this is.
What's our deal? Yo, FNY and Y.
All right, Johnny Bravo set to receive. Looks like they're heading into a side stack. Centering to Beaches. Let's see if anyone can stop Beaches on this point. Ben Laurie with the in cut. We got some bracketing defense, and he throws the big backhand. Oh, and a big layout from Stanley Peterson, but he cannot get the disc on offense.
Really down this year, but
Bringing it on the cone. Truck stop looking for another break. Throws an away pass. Kind of an interesting throw there.
So they could, put 3-3 right now, and every game is winnable, and every game is
And he throws the huck. Nate Castine gets it in the end zone. Sorry, I wasn't able to get that one. But Nate Castine gets the disc in the corner for another truck stop break. A truck stop is feeling it now. Slow start for them. And this is Club Nationals, folks. You're not going to have too many chances to get the disc back. Truck stop making the most of their chances so far. Nate Castine still feeling it after all these years. One of the only national champions left. He's the only national champion on truck stop. Johnny Bravo, as mentioned before, we still have 4 players or so left from the 2014 championship, but this is a very new team. still trying to get their feet wet, asking some young players to step up big time this year for them. Not much expected. They barely made it to nationals this year by virtue of the fact that the South Central only got a second bid right at the end. So they're trying to make the most of it. We've got Matt Jackson fielding the pull and getting it to Beaches. Beaches in the center. And we've got another zone from Truck Stop. Matt Jackson gets it to Owen Westbrook on the sideline. Owen Westbrook back to Ben Laurie. Laurie up the line. Fakes the big huck. Back to Matt Jackson. Pick called. Saves possession. It's a spicy Nate Castine, Henry Conker matchup. These guys are both fiery defenders, although Henry Conker's on the O-line now. Matt Jackson gets the disc over the sideline, big away throw. And that is not gonna get it done. That's just a good mark. The mark caused that turnover, having to blade the disc much more than he wanted, and that goes to the ground. Otherwise, the offensive player was pretty much wide open. Truck Stop looking to make it, I believe, 3 breaks in a row to break for half. Having little trouble getting open. Big backhand huck. And that is too easy. Truck Stop breaks for half. What a throw. That is number 5, David Cranston. Truck Stop is doing a great job of throwing these break mark hucks from power position. Their handlers are breaking it up line, and then these big backhands. It's almost impossible for the deep defenders to do anything about that. So that's 3 breaks for Truck Stop now into half, and they're spreading the wealth. They're spreading the wealth to Tyler Monroe, David Cranston, Nate Castine. No one player is dominating for them. This really is almost a faceless army, but they are very well disciplined. This team came to play. This team might be the hottest team in the nation coming into this tournament. They crushed Temper to win the Mid-Atlantic, Pittsburgh Temper. And they're on a roll. And they're feeling themselves. I mean, they made it to semifinals last year. A lot of hype that they weren't going to do very well this year. Lost Alan Kolick, who was their superstar lefty handler, to injury, and there was some thought that they weren't going to be able to keep it up, but they have done very well thus far in the postseason. And they're rolling right now. Johnny Bravo got a case of the yips. Just these margins at nationals are not very big. They've just misfired just a little bit on a couple of these throws, a couple of these deep throws. A foot here and a foot there. And that's credit to the Truck Stop marks, forcing the Johnny Bravo handlers to go around them more than they would like, and they've been blading to the ground. Story of the first half on Johnny Bravo was Dennison Beaches getting open at will. Him and Ben Laurie working the disc with Matt Jackson. Johnny Bravo broke early, and Truck Stop has now broken 4 times, 3 times in a row to take half. It's now 8-5. God, I wish you were all here. This is just incredibly beautiful. This whole complex is incredible. Anything, any questions you guys have for me? Other than like, why is the filming quality so terrible? All right, well, this is destroying my phone battery much quicker than I would have hoped. So we'll see how much longer I can bring this to you from this phone. I'm actually getting set up right now for the rest of the game. Holy crap, look at this thing. Still at halftime. Just walking over to the official live streaming setup. How's it going?
All right, man. How are you doing?
Good. I got the live stream going on the phone. No problem, Brian. Glad to see you're all watching. Sorry for the poor quality thus far. Phone's about to die. We're doing what we can just because we love the game. So this is how easy is it going to be to then turn it around to that field after?
That for you?
Yeah.
It's not hard.
Won't be too bad.
I would recommend taking the laptop off
Mm-hmm.
and then just moving these two things at the same time, plopping them down,
Okay.
and then you just restart the program.
I was doing the lighter blue.
Wow, this is amazing.
Is this halftime right now?
Yes.
Okay.
So Johnny Bravo versus Truck Stop, right? What's the score?
It is 8-5. Truck Stop.
Is truck stop in blue?
Truck Stop is in white.
In white? Okay. My nephew's here. I just came down from LA, so I'm like.
All right. Enjoy.
And who knows how much time is left? I'm just gonna put what, 45 minutes?
Something like that. They said 10:25 is soft cap, 10:45 is hard cap.
10:45. Okay, so
I may be crazy, but this game seems like it's going remarkably quickly.
put 65 minutes because that's when hard cap will go on. Okay. And
So you want me to shut it off on here then?
yeah, just say we're gonna reconnect though with the camera.
All right, folks, I'm gonna shut off briefly and reconnect with like an actual camera setup, and we'll see if this makes it a million times better. Okay, stay tuned. Hold on. How do I stop this thing?
Oh, you haven't stopped it because I just started streaming.